Alright, what's up, guys?
So, today I have my homemade submarine here. And it's not done yet. It's only the first stage, and the first stage is basically building the cockpit frame. And this is made out of PVC, as you can obviously see. And remember, this has to be waterproof because you will have wires and your oxygen flowing through here. So yeah, you definitely want to take all the right steps and precautions because your life will be 30 feet under the water relying out of these pipes. So basically, you're going to buy, it's much cheaper to buy like a 30-foot long piece of PVC and then cut it for the parts you need. But once you're done with the first stage, you should be here. Okay? And that looks easy, but believe it or not, this took me like 2 hours to do. So yeah. And you can't just connect pipes together. No. What you have to start off with is some of this stuff. It's called purple primer. And what it does, it's basically a cleaner. And it cleans. Give you an example here. Always have a spare parts container on hand. So the piece of PVC here, and it's recommended 1.5 to 2 inch PVC. I'll show you the difference. And I'll explain why later on in the video, why I chose 2. So here's a 1.5, here's a 2. 1.5 would work for a smaller submarine, 2.5 works for adult size. And so the way this works is you simply would take your cleaner, dip it when you don't want it to be too wet. I'm going to get a paper towel on hand. Alright. And then, yes, you wouldn't want it to be too wet, and you would just go around the outside. And this stuff will dry in about 30 minutes. And during this process, I will wear gloves. Yes, you just go around the edge like that, and it'll dry in about 30 minutes. But it's basically just a cleaner. You don't need to let it dry. While it's still wet, go ahead and close your cleaner. And then get your cement, your PVC cement. Make sure it's not threaded. It should be clear liquid. Or just very liquidy. It can't be like putty because then it's not PVC, it's like thread. And not too much of this, you really don't want to overload. Because a little bit goes a long way. And you're just going to go around your PVC like so. Put that back in there. And you're just going to let it dry. Now you're not just going to put it on everything. Obviously, you'd have something like this, and I'm not going to put it in there because it won't ever come back out, but it would go like that. Okay? So yeah, this is a good brand to get, Oatly, or OT, whatever you say it. They come together in a pack of 2. Normally it's like, this is like $5, this is like $10. Well, together, you get these together, it's like $7. So, tools you'll need is a hammer to do the first stage, and you're not going to be using this when you're putting them together. So, and this piece is actually very heavy. So, like, let's say I just put these 2 together. Take the flat side right here, go like that. That way you won't damage the PVC. I mean, it's sturdy. So yeah, and basically what's going to happen in the next stage is actually connecting the cockpit. And you're going to want a clear container for the cockpit. And your head will go up here in the back, and then you can see out in front of you. And you always want to test it out in the pool before you actually use it. So, get in the pool, water level's right here, pull it underneath, and it's going to be really hard to pull underneath, but you'll fix that later. And just sit there. Now this, I went 17 minutes, I think it was, before air started getting harder to breathe. So 17 minutes worth of oxygen in there. And that was set right there. And then what you're going to do is you will have drilled little tiny holes all around the bottom And what you're going to do is you're going to take extra large wire ties, run them around the PVC, back up through, tie them. 15 wire ties, 7 wire ties, 15 wire ties, and 7. 14 plus 30, just do the math. So 44. Yes, so 44. 44 wire ties. They come in packs. If you can get that many, it's going to be 50. So, and then if you want to, if you're using a larger container, you're obviously going to need more weight throughout the rest of the stages, but this is just the cockpit area. You're probably going to want to take one big, like, ratchet strap, go around. And you don't want to put, if you put a little control panel going through here, like some people will put extra tubes on the side, hook a scuba tank up to it and have torpedoes out of it. You can do a waterproof control panel, but you really don't want to have too much allowing you to come in or out, because if you run out of air out of something or a leak happens, water starts flooding in, not fun. That happened to me with my old one. You want to be able to get out fast. And see, the problem with my old one was I actually had something to sit down on, you know, like a chair, and I couldn't get out of there fast enough. So it was just a bad experience. So the way this one, it's sort of going to be like a reverse hang glider. Instead of holding with your hands, right here, there's going to be this drop down little thing, and your feet will rest in there, and then your head will go in there, and your hands will come out here. One hand or two hands. And obviously there'll be other stuff, weights and everything, and you keep it, you know, neutrally buoyant. And then you'll have your little your knob right here, or up front, haven't put it in yet, to where you turn it, it lets all the air out. So out of the base right here, which will cause it to sink, or you can stop it to be neutrally buoyant. Okay, so now, yep, it's all sealed. So yeah, that's basically that. So yeah, stage 1 of my submarine. This is strong enough. The reason my old one cracked, I had fans. I had 2 fans on the side of it, waterproof fans. So, and I had 2 little buttons right here. Push this one. This fan would start up to make you go forward. Push this one. So if you want to go backwards, you know, just press 1, turn around, go forward. So there's no backwards. But what happened was, I got too low, and I had a valve right here that would let the air out, and it was faulty. The seal on it broke, and so this whole thing filled up with water, like my whole tank. It put too much pressure on the fan, so the fans died out. So I was basically stuck, sinking to the bottom. And then some of my seals here broke because I got too deep. I was at like 18 feet now, and of course the pressure's building up here. That's why you want to wear over-ear protection. That can get wet, obviously. Because as you go down, that box comes really condensed, so it just helps out a lot. And then finally, right here, it was right here and right here. Water, it just split like this, so like it just went like water flowing in. It filled up, and as soon as that filled up with air, the thing just went all the way down to 25 feet. And this was in a scuba diving pool, so it goes down to 25, 30 feet normally. Yeah, that happened, and so it was bad. Alright, so that's it for today. See you guys with the second stage complete, hopefully, which is mounting the cockpit on. 10 stages. This whole thing should be done by Christmas, and it's currently October 6th.